So I've got a fire going here and just waiting for my neighbor to come over, and we're going to have a little chat. She was telling me earlier today that she has been to Burning Man several times. So I asked her if she wouldn't mind talking about it on camera and sharing with my viewers, and she said sure. So we're just waiting for her to come over, and we're going to have a little chat tonight around the fire. Okay, so I got my camping neighbor here. Her name is Melissa. She's from Redwood City.
Yep.
And you are actually renting a Class C camper.
Excellent. I didn't know it was a Class C. I know nothing.
It's a Class C.
Yes, brand new to renting recreational vehicles. So I just rented the smallest one I could find that I could still go from the driving seat to the back without a problem. And for me and my dog, and just finally taking a vacation, doing this for the first time.
This is your first time camping?
Not my first time camping, but the first time of renting an RV on my own, and just me and the dog.
Yeah, because you were telling me that you went to Burning Man.
Yes. Yeah.
And it just sounded...
Yeah. It's fun.
Kind of amazing, but kind of like off the wall.
It is. It's a blast. It is everything you've heard is true. Everything, no matter what it is, it could be completely diametrically opposed as to what they are. Everything is true. It's crazy. It's wild. It's about absurdity. It's tough. Sorry, my dog is coming in.
That's okay. Let's introduce your dog. I don't know.
Hop. So I was gonna call him Westcott because he has Westcott.
Okay.
Because he has a white chest, almost like he's wearing a vest.
He won't go over the fire, will he?
Oh, we'll find out.
Okay?
He'll go over the fire once and only once.
Okay.
Won't you, Bubby? You're learning. Come here, please.
He's got his leash.
Oh, he doesn't want to go. One moment. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we're going to take care of the dog.
We're going to take a break for this. Good.
All right. So, Burning Man.
Burning Man. I'd always wanted to go to Burning Man. I finally went. My friend's brother was going, and they had an extra ticket. And we went, and it was something I'd always wanted to do, and it was just amazing. I have to say that, so Burning Man, people who go to Burning Man often are called burners. And I'm sure there are other words, other terms, but that's the one that people told me. And I had my friends always said, well, we're experienced burners. And I discovered that the phrase experienced burner is a complete oxymoron. And that sometimes don't trust when people say they're an experienced burner. They might not be a experienced burner that you would like to be with. Let's just put it that way.
So your very first time.
My very first time.
What did you do the very first time? When you went to the website, you said it's very important for somebody to
it's very important when going. I found for me, I went to burningman.org and I looked up the survival guide.
Yeah.
Just read the survival guide, follow the survival guide. You will have no problems. Just do as they say. Sometimes I say add a little bit more water per day, but it's all you need to do. If you follow that, you will be fine because there's so much there. They know what they're talking about. It's very important to make sure people survive.
Yeah.
Because it's a very fun, dangerous, extreme place, extreme experience. Extreme in all sorts of ways. Now, I should know there are 10 tenets of the Burning Man philosophy, and I'm embarrassed to say I don't know them right off the top of my head.
Okay.
But
let's look it up, and I'll just put it on the video.
There you
How
go.
about that?
Perfect.
We'll look it up.
That would be perfect.
Radical inclusion, gifting, decommodification, radical self-reliance, radical self-expression, communal effort, civic responsibility, leaving no trace, participation, and immediacy.
But
what of them, what stood out the most for you that you remember as far as your safety is concerned?
Oh, safety. That's an excellent question.
You were telling me something about lights at night.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Okay.
She kind of briefed me a little. We were chatting about this over my lunch today. And I go, oh my God, We have to put you on camera.
Just one really big thing. Burning Man occurs at Black Rock Playa in Nevada desert.
I'm going to move the camera
so we don't have the background.
we don't have them in the background.
We can just watch them.
Use
Don't
this
just
one more second.
ignore the people behind the curtain or wherever it is.
Yeah, they're going to get set up, so they might be a little bit loud. I'm going to move the camera over there. We're a little bit actually closer to the camera.
Is that okay? What do you guys think? Okay?
Perfect.
Thumbs
Perfect.
up, thumbs down.
Okay. Let's go.
All right, so, gosh, there's so much to talk about Burning Man.
Did you say about the light yet?
Not yet.
Remember.
I'm going right for it.
All
so even when we're walking here, it's a good thing to be lit up, so people can see you, invisible.
Flashlight, cell phone, some kind of light when you're walking down the trails.
Now at Burning Man, you really need to be lit front, back, side. Top usually works. If you've got something on your head that will flash or be bright, that's perfect because it's so easy to disappear if you're not wearing lights and it's dark. Even though there is light, there are explosions and lights and things lit up everywhere. It doesn't mean that you are lit up as a person. And you can easily get run over by someone running by, riding on a bicycle, or art car, or a mutant vehicle, just run you right over. No matter where you are, just be really well lit all over, front, back. Because then if you're not, then you're a dark tard. And if you get run over, that's your own fault.
Okay.
It's just smart. Just like today, just now, when I'm driving now at night in regular areas, if someone's wearing all black and they're just walking across the street, I can't see them. And I think about that. So just be visible for your own safety. And it's fun. Wear crazy lights. There are little flashy rings you can put on. Like I used the flashy rings you push and the jelly ones. And I just put my hair in a ponytail. That works for the back. But just all over as much as you can do. Just light yourself up. You can always turn it off.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
and
true.
if you have your bicycle is lit up however much you can. And when you put if you're out in the playa, out and about in the outer playa, and you just say you're going to leave your bicycle down and you're going to walk around somewhere, keep the lights on, because I was in a very large art car. So it was a bus that was designed or decorated and reconfigured to be, this one had like a sphinx. It was like a sphinx. And we were driving out in the playa. It was night. We were going way out far and it was dark. And we were driving, all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. We ran over something. We're hoping it was just someone's bicycles. And we think it was. It was someone who had put their bicycles out there and they didn't leave them lit. And we crushed them.
Oh my goodness.
Luckily, there were no people with them.
Yeah.
But, so, just be safe that way. Bring your water, drink your water, have fun. That's really the only thing.
Right.
But,
so you were telling me about the setup.
about the actual city and how it's set up? Or okay.
Yeah.
There were lots of things to set up. So the city is built over months. The infrastructure of it by
is it set up every year and then taken down?
And taken down, yes.
Okay.
When we leave, so it's I believe the Department of Public Works, the DPW, comes in. There's people that are part of the Burning Man organization. They're hired. I don't know if they're hired. I don't know how all that works, but people are part of creating the city and they create the infrastructure. This is where the man is going. These are where these art installations are going. This is how the streets are going to be. And then as people come, they fill in those spaces. The art installations get put up by different people throughout. And throughout the entire week, different things will be popping up. But the city is built like a clock.
Mm-hmm. And it's about, how many miles did you say?
I think,
acres,
I remember someone told me it was a 3-mile diameter.
3-mile diameter.
So of all of the space that is reserved for Burning Man. Does that mean the city itself is that big? No. But you've got the outer playa, all of it from entrance to exit. I believe that's where at least that's where it was 15 years ago.
So there's a man in the middle.
There's a man in the middle, and the man is usually 40 feet tall plus more, so you can see him from wherever you are.
40 feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
He's big. You got to see him from a distance. Yeah,
and
he's a big guy.
What is it made out of?
Everything.
Everything.
Wood, metal, everything.
Okay.
He's created so many different ways. If you go to BurningMan.org, you can see all of a lot of the
history and
of it.
everything. Okay,
Of the
we'll
man.
put that up there.
It's always fun. So the man is in the center,
Okay.
like the center of a clock where the hands meet, where the hands are or originate.
Okay.
And then at 6 o'clock is what's called center camp. This is, as it sounds, it's the central area. You can meet people there. A lot of the first aid is there. The coffee station is there. Ice, different things are in center camp. Center camp itself, there are like little stages where people will do poetry readings, music. There's when I was there the last time, it was like I think the third annual symphony. People got together. They brought their instruments, and they connected beforehand and said we're going to play. And it was just told they're going to play this, this, and this. And people came from, of course, come to Burning Man from all over the world. So there were people from all over the world coming together for the first time to play, and it was
and are
awesome.
these vendors too?
No,
or how
no
does that
vendors.
work?
The only vendors are the coffee and the coffee house part of it, and the ice.
And do you pay for those?
You pay for the coffee and the ice. So, but you do not pay for anything else. There's nothing else to purchase. There's nothing else. You don't barter or purchase.
Oh.
The ticket is
There's
however
no
much it is.
selling.
There's no selling. That's not part of the whole philosophy.
So you bring your own food?
You
or
bring
how?
everything. So the ticket allows you entrance and access to the porta potties, which are awesome because they're everywhere and they're cleaned out every day. And they're actually the nicest porta potties I've ever been in. They can be hot during the day, but they're always clean because it's so dark, it's so hot and dry that they don't get that really musty, gross way that a lot of them do.
And the time of the year that this happens
This always
is...
happens the week before Labor Day. So it begins the Sunday. It also, in a nutshell, it begins the Sunday before Labor Day and ends Labor Day Monday. So it's always the last week of August, first week of September.
So it's about 10 days a
It's
week? 10 days?
officially 1 week. Officially 1 week. Things expand as it gets more and more in demand. It has expanded where it was you had to leave Monday by noon or something, and then it was Monday by midnight, and then it was Tuesday. It all got crazy. I can't remember actually all the rules and regulations.
Okay.
And that's why we have the BurningMan.org website that we love to go to. And so the ticket allows you to get there, allows you to enter. Stop. My dog is seeing another dog across the way, so he wants to make friends. And everything you need, you bring.
Okay.
Anything you want, anything that you will need, you need to bring. And you take it back with you.
Yeah.
There is...
Pack it in, pack it out.
Exactly. And so the only things that, again, is ice. You can buy ice there. Now, a lot of the camps, part of Burning Man, you have extreme self-reliance, you have extreme community, and there's a lot of, I guess it's part of the community, and again, you have to look at the website for all the rules of thumb. But since it's about giving and sharing and providing for each other.
Okay.
But not I'll give this to you and then you give this to me. No, it's just sort of come as you are. So there's lots of fun camps. There's the grilled cheese camp.
Grilled cheese camp?
Yes.
What's the grilled cheese camp?
You go at a certain time of day. They will have grilled cheese sandwiches, and you just stand in line and you get your grilled cheese.
And so how much are those?
No, there's no cost to that.
No cost? Wow.
Because that's part of the gifting.
Okay,
They're gifting
gifting.
that. That's their. It's all about inclusiveness.
Sharing.
Yes, and sharing. And there's no voyeur. You don't go there to watch other. I mean, you can go to people watch, but you have to be part of it. It's about being part of it. You don't just go and say, "Oh, look at all these people. Aren't they crazy or good or whatever?" You're part of it. That's the goal. Is to just be involved. So if your involvement is, hey, I always wanted a grilled cheese sandwich when I was there. I'm going to provide grilled cheese sandwiches every day, or maybe it's depending on how big the camp is or whoever it is. Maybe it's one person. It's like I'm going to provide. Like I provided s'mores. I brought in all these s'mores, s'more trappings, the s'more ingredients. I've lost all my words. And then I would just take my bike and I'd go from location to location. And I would
s'mores.
Exactly.
Oh,
What a beautiful dog. Sorry.
wow.
Look, hold on. Time out. Beautiful dog. Back in. So I would just do s'mores. And it's amazing how many people have not had s'mores.
Really?
It's just like, how do you do this? I'm like, how do you do this? Well, you roast because there's fire pits everywhere, either at certain camps or at certain local points. I found out I was kind of breaking the rules because you're not supposed to travel. The people can come to me, but I'm not supposed to go to them.
Okay.
Kind of
so
thing.
you can have an offering, you can offer something, but then they have to come to your camp. And do you camp by yourself? How are the camps set up?
You can camp by yourself, but it's best now to be with a group.
So get a group together.
Right, get a group together. And so some camps there are some really large established camps who will be able to set up beforehand because say they're, I'm not sure what the number of people are needed, but you'd have a whole group of people and you're creating something. I was with one group that we had a bar. And so we provided alcohol in the afternoon. Our next door neighbor camp, they made ceramic, or they had the clay, and you make horns and such. That was called Horny Camp. They're awesome. Yeah.
Oh
there was a Vietnamese coffee camp. Oh gosh, now I've brought some places. It's not even a official camp name. It's just, hey, down on that street, on that corner, someone's doing coffee, giving out iced coffees. Someone's doing pancakes. At some point, someone has ice cream that they're giving out because maybe one of their
it's kind of word of mouth and
yeah, and it's so much fun.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Just this big old community. And then what happens at the end of the week?
At the end of the week, you pack yourself up. You pack up all your stuff.
But before you pack
excuse me. At the end of the week, forgive me.
What's the whole purpose?
I'm not following my cues very well. So on Saturday, the man burns, and so the man burns on Saturday night, and then oh my God, it's so hard to find out where you are in the playa because the wonderful thing about the man is he's so tall that I just look around and go, oh, there he is. I know where I am now. I know how to get to where I need to go.
Right.
But then on Saturday, he's gone. So all day Sunday, a lot of us is just sort of like, I don't know where I am. But it's kind of fun.
So is it structured to where does it just like fall everywhere or what? Because you said, I mean, it's pretty tall.
It is very tall. There is a perimeter. So, so on the night.
Yeah.
On Burning Man night, if it hasn't changed since I've been, it's been a long time, I confess. There's the man, and then they build a perimeter, and they have this huge, like, I don't know, 100-foot perimeter around it.
Okay.
And now within that area, before the man burns, there's a whole bunch of fire dancers, and there's a whole bunch of entertainment and entertainment's the wrong word. Yeah, entertainment's the wrong word, but it's just a celebration of fire, and it's amazing. And then once it's completed, where it's gotten dark enough, and it depends on if the wind blowing too much. That's always fun. Then they set the man on fire, and we just watch him burn, and then he will eventually collapse, and then you can, if you want to, that once it's deemed safe enough, you can run in and run around. You can get in that perimeter, and they'll let you run around the fire.
Okay.
And yes, in the past, people have hurt themselves and done crazy things and burned, but it's the risk you take in anything. You risk walking across the street, but it's crazy. It's tough. I can pretty much guarantee.
Let's talk a little bit about the weather.
The weather, it can be anything. It's mostly very hot during the day. The average experience is that it's very, very hot during the day and really, really freezing cold at night. And so it's beautiful at dawn and until about 11 o'clock in the morning. And then as the day warms up, as the playa warms up, the winds come. And then you get all the dust storms. And many people run away. When the dust storms start, many people run into their cabins, or not cabins, their tents, their structures, whatever they have. So, and you'll see every sort of structure you can see. Sometimes there will be just lots of tents. There will be some RVs or camping, various camping spots. Sometimes people will have brought their art projects in big containers, big shipping containers, and then they'll empty out the shipping containers to put up the big art, and then they convert the shipping container into their housing. Some of the pieces are hundreds of feet tall. I mean, not hundreds. Excuse me, that's an exaggeration. There was one of the pieces I saw that was the largest. It looked almost like a parking structure. It was 10 stories tall, and it looked like a parking structure. And you should go up, and you could get this amazing view. And so that takes a lot to get there to build it. It doesn't
pack
come.
it all up and then haul it off.
A lot of times, I do not remember the name of the artist. I encourage you to look. I've forgotten the name of the artist, but the artist creates these tall. It's usually women, 40-foot women, maybe 30-foot. I don't even know. I'm very bad at spatial distances. They're beautiful structures of women standing, dancing. One of them was called Bliss. The last year I had gone, the woman was standing and she breathed.
Wow.
She would inhale and her chest would expand, her arms would go back a little bit, and then she would inhale and exhale and inhale.
My goodness.
Oh,
and they do this all for 10 days. And then
Just
they
about.
take it away.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
But
that's like
beautiful.
dedication.
Huge dedication. It is amazing. The dedication of people, the heart, the creativity, the thought, the heart, the spirit, everything that goes into it is just amazing. And it's rough, and you build these amazing things are being built, and then sometimes some of these amazing things are just burning. These get burnt. It's almost like the mandalas where the monks would make spend all this time placing sand, these sometimes bit by bit, and then once it's created, it's just gone. Same idea.
So they will burn it afterwards, not to take
Often.
it back. Often? Or
That's
just the thing. They want to
It's
have
just the
their
thing.
own
It's not
little-
about not taking it back. It's about
Yeah,
that's
I
part of
see.
its life.
And that's allowed.
Yes, that's all part of it. Yeah. There will be things on fire, things exploding. There'll be noises. If things don't, most things will spew fire somehow, somewhere, some way. And it's just, there's a great group of women. And the name, of course, has just gone out of my head.
It's okay.
It'll come back someday.
Yeah.
Beautiful, huge, based in San Francisco. And they weld huge, beautiful structures that have different, one of them was called Serpent Mother, and it's killing me that the name is out of my head right now. I'll remember it the moment this camera goes off.
And that's okay, because I'll have to edit this, so I'll just put it back in.
Perfect. And they weld these amazing structures, and different gases will shoot out on fire, so there's different colors.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to remember the name, all the different names of them, but they are great women that create this, and specifically women welding.
So you're in an RV that you rented.
I'm in an RV that I rented. At Burning Man, I would not do an RV. Sorry.
Don't take an RV. So what
Well,
would...
for me, a lot of people do. I definitely am more tent than RV.
Okay. And you said it's very, very windy, very, very dusty.
The dust is everywhere. You have to surrender to the dust. It's
You
going
have
to
to
be there.
surrender to the dust. But what about your vehicle? Isn't it going to get like ruined?
Well, it's going to get dusty.
It's going to get dusty.
You
I
just
think
gotta-
I would put a tarp over it or something.
You can put tarps over it. So one thing is, if you're gonna, you can put tarps over it. You got to make sure it's tacked down well, because the wind is going to come up.
Okay.
And so there's different theories about tacking things down really, really well so they don't move, or because if you do it strong enough, if the wind's strong enough, it's going to tear your structure apart. So your structural, the base will be there, but the rest of the structure will be gone.
Wow.
Doesn't happen quite as often though. have seen tents, the pop-up tents kind of like come up and go over and just move. Oh, look, the tent's over there now. Great.
Okay.
So it
takes a little bit of thought before you go.
yeah, just know that the dust will come off. It's really just the dust, and it will take about 3 washings, but it will come off.
Wow.
And as you exit Burning Man, actually, there's the town, Gerlach, the town that's right as you pass it to go in. The school there, the fire department and the school get together, and you can stop and get your your car hosed down by the fire engine. So they use that to do it, and they earn money. Burning Man has actually done, the Burning Man organization, Black Rock organization, has done a huge amount of good with the town of Gerlach and the towns around, because they give back to the community that supports them as they're doing this. And yes, we're having a lot of people come right through their town.
Yes.
And we try to take all of our garbage home. We don't always pack it properly on our vehicles. So it's often as we're driving, as I'm leaving Burning Man, I can see bags of garbage that have fallen off vehicles. Okay. So it's not always the best of situations. It's not always... There's the dark cloud around the silver lining of it.
Okay. But most people are respectful.
Yes, and part about being on the playa is being at Burning Man is you don't litter. There's matter out of place. You go and moop things. You pick matter out of place up, whether that be, and it doesn't have to be yours. It could be. Well, don't get in the way, but so it doesn't matter whose it is. If you see something on the ground, you just pick it up.
Right.
And so that's always nice that things do fly away. If we know there's going to be a big storm coming, you batten down the hatches. You put you put things away as much as you can, so that if they don't fly away. Finally, so things that are not allowed at Burning Man anymore are feathers, any like boas or anything with a lot of feathers, because as much as you glue it down, they're going to come apart. Okay. They're going to come off and come apart. Glitter, because once everyone's left the playa, the team, it's not done yet. The people who set it up, they also stay and they scour. They basically almost take like a rake and they pick up everything. They will pick up they'll pick up ashes from campfires that don't belong. That ash does not belong on that ground, so they'll take it. So it's very important to make sure that all fires are off the ground, so that it doesn't sort of become part of the playa. It's watching the dedication, the care is astounding. Wow. And it's crazy, and there's lots of crazy, and we're all crazy. It's all great, and everything you could want, everything you can quote unquote need or even think about is there. Things you've never thought about are there. Things are there. It's hard though.
Every experience been a little different.
Yes, every experience has been different depending on with whom I am, how the weather is. Okay. There was one year where it was beautifully balmy during the night, so that was really lovely not to have to freeze. Okay. There've been other times when the night has been so cold that say everyone if you're going to stay in at night, get together, bundle together, find a bed buddy. And I find that usually what I do is I take a disco nap between from however long it is, might be from 9 to midnight or whatever, or 8 to 10, what have you. And then basically I just get up and ride my bike around all night.
Party all night then?
Oh yeah.
All night?
Oh yeah. The only time it's really, all night. You can find something going on all night. There's certain areas, there's kids camp, and there's,
kids?
Kids are there, and there's so much fun to watch kids. And to see them just be around and so sweet. I was at Center Camp one time. There's just a little kid's like, would you like a granola bar? Would you like a granola bar? Because it's part of the gifting. It's part of this is my contribution. I'm contributing.
I can't imagine taking a child there.
It is, there's a certain area that the kids stay at. I mean, they can go anywhere, but there's a certain, if you've got kids, you can camp in a certain area. Okay. Then, and if there's a child lost and it's reported, then they're sought for really fast. But most of the time, the kids, I run into them or I don't run into them. I think we care. Of course, it's not everyone. There are some or just not really thinking about it.
Right.
That I'm gonna take a time out because my dog's whining so much.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a little bit of a time out here. Isn't this fascinating? I am. Oh my God. You know, it's one of those bucket list things you at least got to do it once. But how many times have you been?
5.
5 times. Oh my gosh.
And I'm a bit of a slacker to have gone 5 times. There's so many people that go, you know, I've gone 20 times.
How old were you the first time you went?
The first time I went.
Time.
I must have been in my 40s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah. So, yeah.
I guess it would be something, you know, midlife crisis kind of thing.
Well, it's really interesting because it used to be.
What is the crowd, really? What is the age?
Average age is probably 50.
Really?
You've got everyone,
Okay.
everyone
Average
from.
age 50.
I'm gonna say because you got everyone from teeny tinies.
Yeah.
Teeny
kids.
tinies. I've seen
Yeah.
teeny tiny babies.
Oh my
to
goodness.
70
Baby in that wind?
Yeah, 70-year-olds.
Okay.
So.
So there's still hope. I just turned 70
oh my
this
gosh!
year.
Rock on! Congratulations! Happy birthday
Oh
on
my
that one.
goodness. Thank
Oh
you.
yes, there is no age limit. Either way, there's no age limit, and it's interesting to see where. Oh, now, when was it? 1 year I was there, and everyone's looking around, going, the age has gone from the median age of 30 to 50. You know, all of a sudden it was like lots of gray hairs, and then the next year it was, oh my God, they're all 20-year-olds. You know?
Okay.
It's a very different experience,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard, it's rough, it's hot, it's dusty,
Yeah.
it's extreme. The dust is alkali based, so it's going to eat away at your skin. So at night you take a vinegar is your friend, socks are your friends, vinegar is your friend, and you just kind of do a little washing of like a diluted vinegar.
Okay. What
And,
about masks, maybe?
No.
And
Yes.
sunglasses or
Yes,
something
goggles
on your
are-
eyes,
Sorry.
protection.
Those are my friends. I got dried off finally.
My daughter remembered you. You're the same lady we met there.
Yeah, the same lady who like decided to go for a swim inadvertently.
We were surprised. How come you're here? You met her there.
We're all good. Thank you. Have a great time. I was trying to be sneaky and step into a river, and I knew it was going to be slippy on the bottom, and I slipped. I wanted to step into the water. I stepped into the water, sat down in the water, lay down in the water. Oh, look at that. So
Did you go right over in here?
yeah, down, actually closer towards the
Okay,
lodge.
because there was a couple of kids and their father were swimming in the
Some of the
stream
water,
there.
yeah. So
I asked them, is it cold? And they go, yeah, it's cold.
it's freezing cold. It was awesome. Part of being at Burning Man is very extreme, and it's going to push you. When things aren't working, when things are in alignment, it's great. When things aren't in alignment, you're going to find out really fast. If you're traveling with friends or a significant other, the things that work in your relationship are going to be great. The things that don't work in your relationship are going to just boom come out and meet you.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit of a pressure cooker. For me
I would
personally,
say the noise, the dust, the heat.
people being together, doing things differently, and not how you're just gonna rub against people, and
Okay.
sometimes it's
Push
gonna feel
each
good.
other's buttons.
And at some point, I can guarantee you're probably gonna break down and cry, because you're just gonna be like, I can't do this anymore. Just surrender to that, because it's just gonna be probably it's gonna be the heat and the dust that are gonna push it, just
Yeah.
tip it over the edge. You're gonna be tired. The dust.
Oh, yeah,
and the
nobody
heat.
sleeps.
Right. Can't really sleep. And so you're gonna hit that breaking point. Let yourself break, because you're just gonna pick yourself up. Everyone else will pick you up as well. And you just keep going, and you go, wait, did I have a bad time? What? Did I break down on day 3? It's usually day 3. At least that's been my experience, and from other people, day 3. You
Yeah.
arrive, day 1 you arrive. Day 2 you set up camp or finish setting up camp. Day 3 you're just like, poof, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
And then day 4 you're like, I got this down. Just keep
Okay.
going.
Okay. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
so that's always
Oh
fun.
my goodness.
And it's just, there's so much to see, so much to do. You could spend all day riding your bicycle around and you still wouldn't see everything. Because every day it expands and the
Yeah.
city gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And as people come in, and then what will happen is between day one when you can enter and Friday, on Friday afternoon, the population doubles because a lot of people come for Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Okay.
depending if they're close enough or if they can get time off work or whatever they're wanting to
True.
do.
Let's circle back to the clock.
The clock. Okay, we're
Let's
circling.
Get back
Yep.
to the clock.
Gonna go right back. So the structure is you have the man in the middle, center cap at 6 o'clock. At 12 o'clock is the temple. So you can have the man as the masculine yang energy of it, and then you've got the temple that's the feminine yin energy. It's quiet, or it does a lot. It can be a place to really be zen. They're usually just amazingly beautiful structures, and then the city is built in concentric circles, starting from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, going from 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and it goes in concentric circles. You've got the esplanade, which is the first. So that first, say the face of the clock, where you've got before you hit the numbers, and then where the numbers are, that's the esplanade. So that's the main drag. And then each city, it's done alphabetically, A, B, C, D, and goes on and on and on, depending on how, and it goes on with the alphabet for as many people as it's needed. So maybe one year it ended at M. Now there's more people. It ends at Z or what have you. I don't think it goes that far.
And where do you camp among there?
You can camp. So if you're with a camp, you camp with your camp and your
Within
cars
that area?
within that city, within that concentric circle, from 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock circle, and that's where you camp. The part of the clock that's open between the man and the numbers and the street, the esplanade, that's the inner playa.
Yeah.
From center camp to the temple and to the man, that's all the inner playa. Everything beyond the temple and outwards is the outer playa, and there's still tons of stuff out there too. There's some things in the inner playa, art installations, and the outer playa, you'll be out there on your bike riding, and all of a sudden you run into, there's a ship. Now over here, yeah, there could be a ship, there could be a bar, there's a cinema. At one point there's a cinema. So much fun. Just different art things done, a whole bunch of like gongs, or I can't even begin to tell you. But again, burningman.org. Go check out all the past installations, and at night, and then you have the mutant vehicles and the art cars. So mutant vehicles are usually smaller vehicles. They can be anything from that actually don't hold anybody to maybe a van sized, I believe, that go, and those can go in between they can go up and down the streets.
And they're all decorated.
They are, yeah. There is a DMV. There is a Department of Mutant Vehicles that you have to get. You have to get registered.
Okay.
You have to have your registration from the DMV. And then there are the art cars, which are very much larger. They can be 1 or 2 bus size things combined. And one of my favorite art cars is, I call it the disco Trojan duck, because it's a huge rubber ducky, and it's yellow with a disco ball head, and then it has like a Trojan crest on it that shoots out fire. That's my favorite one.
And they go riding around?
They're usually they're in the inner and outer playa.
Okay.
I cannot remember. I think I'm trying to, again, I can't remember how. I think you pick them up on the esplanade. You get on them there.
Oh, you ride them?
You ride them. Yeah, they're big buses. You can get, and they just travel around. You get on and off and on and off and on and off. Most of them are, actually, I don't know if most. Certain camps or groups have created them. So sometimes they have it can be a little bit, all the people that built it are already on it, so it gets to be somewhat exclusive. But usually what will occur is you can go somewhere and hop on and off different art cars.
I see.
If there's room for you to get on them, and you just travel around. And at night you just have all the lights and the sounds, and you have all these art cars and mutant vehicles running around, and it looks like like Salvador Dali had, it was like a sea life, Salvador Dali sea life that's all lit up and moving around, and it's just its own creation going on. And it to me, it always feels like sea life because we're in a lake bed, and sometimes there are like lots of fish around or things that are somewhat aquatic, and it's beautiful. It's stunning.
You have to sign up for this ahead of time, like, or can you just show up?
You need to get a ticket.
Okay.
So you can just show up. Chances of getting a ticket, slim, but not impossible.
Okay.
You can. Is it possible? Yes. To get a ticket, yes. Is it probable? No. Is it possible? Yes. Get a ticket beforehand, and then once they're all sold out, people will buy some and then realize they can't go. So, talk to people who know people who know people who go to Burning Man. Do they have an extra ticket? Go on Facebook, Craigslist, whatever it may be, some sort of social media platform. And you can say, hey, I've always wanted to go. Does anyone have a ticket to sell?
Yeah.
And then there you go.
Have you ever just gone by yourself?
I have not gone just by myself. I've gone with one other person.
Okay.
Just one person. Yeah. I wanted to go by myself, but they wanted to go. So.
Okay. So it's possible you could go by yourself. And
Absolutely. And I've met people who've gone.
Friends.
Absolutely. Some of my best buddies were my across the street neighbors, my first year camping on my own. And then the next, or maybe I did, I guess I did kind of camp on my own. Now that I think about it, the next year I went on my own. I went there on my own, and I found my buddies. We met up.
Oh, I see.
So I found my buddies. We met up. But so we met there. But I ran the first year I was there. I met a wonderful young woman who had been coming for a while, and she traveled in her VW Bug. She had a VW Bug. She would park on her own. She wasn't part of an established camp. So she was probably a few streets out. Usually, if you're not part of an established camp, generally you will get a camp spot. Probably at that time it was at Street G.
Okay.
So you're 5 A B C D E F G. Okay, 7 streets out. You might be 7 streets out from the playa, from the Esplanade. And she would that's what she would do. She'd have her VW Bug, and she would get there and she would set up her tent next to the car. I think she had an awning over that.
Okay.
And it was perfect. That's just what she did, and it worked out great. And I'm like, rock on. I like that.
Yeah.
And so I have to confess, because of my peccadillos, I like actually doing it on my own. I preferred that for the logistics of it, but I love camping by myself with other people that I know.
Okay.
That worked out really well. And then we did that for a couple of years, and then I joined another camp, a big camp, because it was starting to get more and more difficult to get in. And now the last time I went, one could get a ticket, and then one would apply for a parking pass, or a car pass, a vehicle pass. So not everyone, because before it was you got your ticket and you could have your vehicle, but it was too many vehicles. So they started doing it where they're forcing and really strongly encouraging people to go in groups to reduce the amount of vehicles.
I see.
And I don't know what's going on now.
Do you know how many people they allow in?
I think it's usually whatever the playa will take. I think when I went the first time, it was 42,000 people.
42,000 people.
Right. And then the last time I went, it was 60,000.
Okay.
Between 60 and 70, I believe.
Wow.
It was probably close. It was 60.
Okay.
So I heard rumors.
So they do put a cap on it.
I think the cap just happens. To be brutally honest, I don't know how that works.
Okay.
There must be some sort of cap, but I think they cap it depending on if people really want to go or not. I don't know how that magic works. I don't know how that magic works, because it keeps expanding. People keep wanting to go, so it keeps expanding. So if they really put on a cap on it, then I would be very interested to see how that works, because it would be nice if it were not 70,000, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like 70,000.
No, huh?
There's so much space.
Okay.
And even it was just as crowded with 40,000 as it was with 60. You know, it just felt the same. It just that there was just more streets to go to.
Okay.
You know, more distance to go. So again, all that I don't know how that works.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up. But anyway, go to burningman.org.
And
this was
enjoy.
fascinating. I would
Yeah.
love to go. I really would love to go.
It is. It's tricky. I mean, it's rough, and you can do it.
Yeah, you
Follow
can do it.
follow the Burning Man. Their survival guide is spot on.
Yeah.
Follow that, and people will think you're totally experienced burners, and but in a good way. And it'll be good.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. My pleasure. Now, my fun part will be.
Okay. Yeah.
My fun part will see people responding to this, going, "Oh no, wait, she's got this wrong." Or that. It'd be like, "What about that? What about this?
Yeah,
what about
comment
that?"
below. Have you been before?
Yeah, and
Give
everyone's
us a thumbs up first of all. Like and subscribe.
because it's gonna
Yeah.
be, my experience is so
I would
different
love
from anybody
to
else's.
find out if you've been and what your experience was.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
absolutely.
And perhaps I'll see you there one year. If I can get a ticket this year, I'm going. But otherwise, I'll see you on the road.
Bye. There's certain rules. You respect the playa. Absolutely. You respect, you do not take a photo of anyone without permission. You don't touch anybody without permission, and you don't diss the playa. Those are three of the hard rules. And so in a way, people generally follow that. And if they don't, there are people that can support you in getting that it is followed.
Yeah,
It's just basic respect for
a lot of
oneself and the playa.
security, not just with the security that's obviously has to be there, right?
Yeah,
But security among the gatherers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's kind of in charge of their own happiness, their own joy, their own absurdity, and their own safety, and the safety of others. It really
Right.
works out.
Yeah.
But yeah, and again, whatever you can think of, it's there.
Okay.
Good, bad, otherwise, but
Yeah.
mostly good.
Awesome.
Really, mostly good.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you for stopping
thank you.
again. And I guess you want to take your
There
little
you go, Dragon.
puppy here for
Yes.
a walk.
We're
huh?
going for our meander.
Okay. Have a great day.
Thank you. Will do. Bye.
Bye.
Have fun.